Hello everyone, in today's episode of Researching Stocks, I'm going to be going over the earnings results of SOFI for Q2 2021. Are you ready? Let's begin. So I got the SOFI earning results right here in my hand, and I'm going to be going over the results and see what happened and why the stock sold off after the results. So SOFI's mission, nothing out of the ordinary if you know what the company does. And the company's mission is to help their members achieve financial independence to realize their ambitions. 8 consecutive quarters of accelerating year-over-year growth. Now, you might think that the growth here is, I would say, impressive, but you have to remember in this fintech space, there are companies that are growing faster. One of the companies that I think SOFI will get a lot of the time compared with is Square, just because of the Cash App, which is going to probably compete with SOFI on many levels. So even though you see these numbers here, this is nothing to write home about. Yes, it was 113% year-over-year growth, but there are companies who have had even higher growth. And just recently, I did a stock research episode on Opendoor, who grew year over year in percentages that are even higher. So the product, in terms of how much revenue they were generating, they continue to accelerate year over year growth. So those of you who don't know, and I'm pretty sure about this, Galileo was a purchase that SOFI made a year and a half or 2 years ago. Not really sure on the number, but this was a acquisition by the company. In terms of lending and financial services products, growth in products and members driven by financial services products, which reached 2.7 million, a 343% year-over-year growth. You can see that the company has really managed to generate a very impressive year-over-year growth when it comes to the financial service products, and the lending products is with a decent growth. Looking at the Q2 financial review, the quarterly adjusted revenue just around what they did in Q3 2020 and more. Adjusted EBITDA around $11 million. You can't say there's like a really consistent growth performance here when it comes to the adjusted revenue and the adjusted EBITDA. So just take that into account, that this company still has a lot of speculation in it, and it's in a very competitive space. Annual performance, adjusted net revenue. So you can see that the company is growing their profitability from year to year. So they're on the right path. In terms of why the stock sold off, I guess after looking at all these slides, pretty sure it has to do with the guidance. So guidance forward is probably going to affect more the stock trading into the future. If you are an investor in this stock like I am, this is a good time to give a disclaimer that I am long the stock. You are looking at a far horizon where they're going to probably have more products such as more evolved crypto and more lending options for different things in life. So I'm not too worried about whatever the guidance is for the next year or two. I have high expectations of the company going into 2030. So this is my time horizon. Some people will say that is too long, but I really feel that SOFI has a decent product offering at the moment, and it will become more than decent in going into the future. I think a bit of a better UI experience could be interesting, especially on the trading side. Maybe they should, revamp the app a bit. I think it's a bit outdated. So just kind of from my perspective. So their operating segments, the lending, the Galileo, and the financial services. And you can see the student loan refi, personal loans, home loans, and school loans is in the lending area. And then the technology platform, the Galileo. And the financial services, you have SOFI Invest, which I use, SOFI Money, SOFI Credit Card, Lantern Relay, Protect, At Work, ECM, and advisory services. Moving on here, looking at the reports themselves. So here you can kind of see the numbers again. In terms of what the company's balance sheet looks like, I think the company, if they want to do more acquisitions, they can always sell more shares in the secondary market. So if they want to do an acquisition of more fintech company to kind of make a more robust product offering, they can always sell shares. I think that their share price is currently stable, even if they sell more shares around the 14-15 area. And that is way above most companies that have IPO'd with a SPAC IPO. So SOFI is one of the better SPAC IPOs of this year. Nothing special in the footnotes. One thing that I would like to kind of emphasize, this is another SPAC by Chamat and Social Capital. And I've already had a bad experience with Metro Mile, and I've had a kind of okay experience with Clover Health. I haven't been invested as heavily, and I am in the IPOD and IPOF tickers. And I've had also experience with the Space ticker, and I'm in Opendoor. So take into account that these kind of companies come with all kinds of basically history issues. Nobody does a SPAC just because they have an amazing company that it has a bulletproof story. Most SPACs are because a company might have had issues in the past and their future might look way brighter than the past. So there's a bet on SoFi's future, but if you're looking, in the mirror, in the rear view mirror, SoFi hasn't done something impressive out of this world in the style of Robinhood, which just IPO'd, or Square, or not even Stripe, which is still a private company. So take that into account when you're investing in a fintech company such as SoFi. I'm long the stock and I like the future that is kind of projected for this company, even on the kind of low projections of what types of revenue they can generate and what kind of net income. And I think they stand in a pretty decent place in terms of their branding with audience. And I see them growing year over year, not like the Squares and Stripes and other companies in the world, which might have a bit more growth opportunities just because they have a bigger audience base already. But I think they have a decent chance of doing a good job and becoming one of the more dominant fintech companies. SoFi is not a buyout target by any means. I hope you enjoyed this short video of researching stocks, SoFi Q2 earnings 2021. If you found this video fun and useful, hit that like button, it really helps the channel. And if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications so you can get notified when videos like this come out. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.